evening, race fans, and welcome to V8 Online's live and exclusive coverage of the iRacing V8 Supercar Series. We are brought to you tonight live and in glorious high definition with support from the V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and the V8's Online Superstore. I'm Leo Gray, and co-driver for the night is Stephen Clark. Sam, man, welcome to beautiful Road America.
G'day Leo, g'day everyone. Yeah, looking forward to this race. This is actually sort of sits on my favourites list, this one. I haven't done a lot of racing around here, but tell you what, every time I've turned a lap here, it's been a great race, and fairly excited about these long straightaways. Some good drafting opportunities for these boys.
Yeah, it's a high-speed track with some hairy corners. Bit of an interesting section around through the back end, a very fast sweeper called the Kink, and it's proved itself to be a famous road racing circuit on the American scene, and a great place for V8 supercar racing, and a short one tonight, only 14 laps.
Yeah, I was going to say, you look at it and you think, yeah, 14 laps doesn't seem like much, but it's a decent length around here as far as time-wise. You're looking at just a fraction over 2 minutes a lap here. So the boys have their work cut out for them. Plenty of different undulations and bumps around this place, and yeah, I reckon we're in for a heck of a show. Yeah,
not wrong. Now, this place, it's one that we had a race here last time out, last season, that was pretty well decided. Well, a very, very close race. I think gear ratio had a bit to do with it. And it's qualifying tonight. 20 minutes is going to play a big, big role. We've seen the times are very tight already. So looking forward to seeing how this all pans out.
Yeah, it's ridiculously close, especially up front. But like I said, it'd be interesting to see if some of these guys, do take advantage of this slipstream, because some teammates work together there. They can really put themselves in a nice little advantage there. Throwing a couple extra tenths up their sleeve during qualifying could be quite handy.
That's it. Now, we of course have a driver with us this week for a hot lap, going to take us around beautiful Road America, and that's TTR's Lee Ellis. Lee, have you got us there, mate?
Might be a no.
No, it doesn't seem like it at all. We'll check back with Lee in a moment when we get him, but this track, it throws up a lot of interesting combinations for the driver. Those long straightaways and very, very high speeds, that's one thing. Of course, if you can set your car up for a good tow, a good draft, that'll set you up for some good passing manoeuvres. But there's a lot of slow corners here, a very, very long run through a corner they call the carousel. So finding that balance means the setup is going to be critical here too.
Yeah, that's right. And there's probably not one part of the racetrack that finds it boring. I mean, there's a lot of good parts of this racetrack, and like I said, long straights, there's plenty of undulations, and no matter what cars you drive around here, whether they be sports cars or, we've even seen the NASCARs run around here too, just for a bit of fun. But excellent to see the V8s here. Really looking forward to how it's going to turn out.
That's it. And understanding we do have TTR's Lee Ellis here with us for the hot lap. You got us, Lee?
How's it going, Leo?
Yeah, very well, mate. Looking forward to this race tonight. How about yourself?
Oh, yeah, it should be alright if I can keep a decent quality spot. It will be, hopefully it will be alright.
Yeah, well, you're looking pretty good on the timesheets at the moment, mate. We've got you there P4 in the Hyperstimulator Falcon. But for tonight, you've got a hot lap to show us. It's a wonderful track, Road America, so we might leave you to it and take us for a lap around this place.
Sweet. Hopefully it's not a slow one. Alright, so we got last turn. Lovely last turn. And then we got a nice long straight up to turn 1. Good passing move, but it then leaves you a bit exposed for turn 3. So you kind of need to, I don't know, make your moves count. It's good I got Wayne Anderson in front of me for a bit of draft practice. It's hard to know where to brake with if you haven't done much drafting practice after the first few laps, so it's not bad. Might actually be a decent lap so far. Turn 3, great passing move, passing spot. It's hard to talk and drive at the same time. I don't know how people do it. That corner there I really hate. The car is so unstable. It's quite ridiculous. I've got no idea how to tune it out. So it's going to be fun. Definitely watch there through here. Now we got the carousel. really, really tricky. You can't just need to tippy toe through it. Can't get on the gas too early, otherwise you push wide and ruin your exit onto the kink, if you want to call it that. Now fiddle, almost lost it. Fiddle with a few gears there. I don't quite know which one to use, but yeah, it makes it fun for down here too. There's heaps of passing spots around this track, so it makes it even fun. That corner, if you go a bit if you cut that a little bit too much, you kind of get a few wheels in the air, so that's pretty unadvisable. And this is just going to be a drifting lap from now on, so yeah, there's an almost decent lap of Road America for you guys.
14 turns, 6.44 kilometres, and as you said, Lee, an exciting place, a lot of overtaking opportunities, a lot of drafting opportunities, and it seems like you've got to strike a real balance between top end speed and ability to make it through those tricky corners.
Yeah, if we could mess with the wing more, it would be a bit better, but you do kind of need the straight line speed just to get past around here. You can stick around the outside of a few turns and on the inside of a few turns, but it makes it a bit difficult. So I personally would probably set the car up to go fast in a straight line and try and hold them off through the corners if they get past you.
Now, question I'm wondering is that last time we were here, Big's thing was the gear ratio choice. I know there were some guys running a shorter gear for better braking and cornering, and a couple of drivers actually ran a taller gear set and found an advantage down on the straights. Have you heard much of that in the lead up to this race?
No, I've actually heard nothing on that. I wasn't even here last season, so not quite too sure about that. But I think it's just going to be a standard 3.25 ratio, so no too much deviation from that, not hitting the limiter, so yeah, I wouldn't go for a shorter gear or a high gear.
Well, sounds good to me, mate, and thanks for that bit of insight around this place. It is a very cool lap, it's an awesome circuit, and you are looking pretty good on the timesheets at the moment, so feeling good for the race?
Oh, as good as I can be. If I can pull out a few more tenths, I'll be stoked, but hopefully Madison doesn't run away with it.
We are at the moment, mate. A few more tenths will put you on pole. We've got qualifying coming up in just a few minutes, so we'll let you get ready for that one, and we'll be talking to you after the race.
Thanks, Leo.
What do you think of all that, Sandman? It's a fast circuit. It's a very long track for only 14 turns, a bit over 2 minutes a lap, but a very, very exciting place for V8 supercar racing.
Yeah, not wrong. Looking forward to this. They've always put on a good show. I touched on it a little bit before. Just watching Lee attack this racetrack, I tell you what, if these guys start to abuse their tyres a little bit, you can see just Lee Singh just having a bit of a squirm as he was moving around, getting the throttle down. But mind you, he was having to have a bit of a chin wag with us, so he probably wasn't concentrating all 100%. But when these guys get in the thick of it, to see these cars moving around, it should be good fun.
Yeah, I reckon. Just the nature of some of those corners, there's a lot of high speed stuff, a lot of tight stuff as well, and it's made up, well, number 10 on a pretty diverse schedule for us that we've had made up for us this season, and going to be the last sprint race, 14 laps tonight, no pit stops we understand, and this is round 10 of 12. Next week we go to Okayama in Japan, and then the grand finale, round 12, 65 laps at Oran Park. I know that everyone's looking forward to that one. What a way to finish the season out.
You're not wrong. 65 laps, that just scares me saying it. I think I'm safe and happy being up in the commentary box for that night, but 65 laps around Oran Park will be sensational. So guys got their work cut out for them for the rest of the season, but the biggest job they got on hand is to stop Madison down. It's crazy to think that he's grabbed 7 from 9 wins so far this season, and we've still got a couple more to go. So he's had an unbelievable season, but yeah, it should be great. Great way to finish off our championship, I think.
Yeah, we see that on screen with the championship standings. Madison Downs a full 502 points clear of Beau Cattell. That's an impressive margin. I don't think that there's any chance of anyone overtaking that one. Beau Cattell's got just 30 points separating him and Maris, so the fight for second is definitely on. Excellent showing from those two drivers this season. Lee Ellis, who took us for the hot lap, he's got a very intense fight for fourth right now. between himself and Chad Chastain. Tobias Cerny and Jared Filsell not too far back either. So there's still a lot to play for all the minor placings, and these guys will race as hard as they dare to the finish, because any little point, any position is going to count big time when it comes to bragging rights at the end of the season.
Mate, that's exactly right. When you talk about the points and how close they are, and you think about what races we've got ahead of us, you think Road America is not too bad, 14 laps, but 43 laps around Okayama and 65 laps at Oran Park. So, anything can change throughout the rest of the field. But like you said, I think Madison's got it sewn up for number one.
Now, did make mention a couple of times there was an excellent race here last time out. That was December 2013. Madison Down did come away with the victory. It was 15 laps, so very close to what we're running out tonight. It was a tight battle between Down, Emerson and Ruggier. I do remember that race well, and I do recall Madison Down having an advantage on the straights because a couple of the other guys there were running shorter gears and weren't able to overtake him. Ellis has kind of told us that that's not going to happen tonight, but still a very exciting race last time out, and I'm looking for a repeat tonight.
Yeah, it's one beauty in the nature of this racetrack where the guys have got that freedom to mess with their gear ratios a little bit. You go to certain tracks and it's pretty much, you're going to be set for that one ratio. But when the guys mess with it a little bit, it's good to see how the cars perform in different parts of the racetrack, and it just goes to show how good that race was when you got the top three covered by a second. That's it was brilliant in the closing stages. So hopefully we've got much the same tonight.
And we had no pit stop tonight. The other part that they're going to have to factor in is tyre management. If you burn them up early, you've got no thoughts of a pit stop to save your life. You've just got to take it all the way to home on the rubber that you begin with.
Yeah, man, old Racy boy, he's going to have his legs up, and I think kicking back with a nice cold drink. I think enjoying the broadcast. He'll have it pretty easy tonight. Oh,
that's the way to be, though. But looking forward to some pit stop races to end the season out. As for right now, something else Lee Ellis mentioned in the broadcast is how you've got to make all your overtakes count. Well, I'll tell you what, this qualifying session's got to count too. Have a look at the gap from pole position to P2. 2/1000ths of a second between Madison Down and Richard Hampstead. That is immense.
Sensational, isn't it? That's where I think, these guys could favour themselves if they start, using each other as far as the slingshot in the draft, because having it so incredibly close throughout qualifying, it could be a huge advantage just drafting with a teammate, or even a lap car or a slower car that's on track.
That's it, and we will be heading into that final 20-minute qualifying session very shortly. Something different, of course, is that Madison Down is going to be running under the TTR banner tonight, of course. Tats.com stepping aside, but still continuing the form that he carried on with those sponsors there. Provisional pole position, that's all subject to change in the next 20 minutes, though. Great to see Hampstead up there, Brookman in third, Lee Ellis fourth, Maris fifth at the moment, with then Filsell, Chastain, McLeod, Ruggier, and Tony Ortridge rounding out a very competitive top 10.
Yeah, not much in it. Really looking forward to seeing how this shapes out. Qualifying has turned it on throughout the season. You've never been really sure of who's going to grab pole. I always see the dark horse coming on the last lap, so that's been an absolute beauty. And when you see how close the times are, I reckon we're in for pretty much the same tonight.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of team plays during qualifying this season. Seen a lot of drafting work. It's gotten to the point now with how competitive this season is, that this championship is, that just any sort of tiniest advantage you can find somewhere in qualifying, you need to make it happen somewhere. Just going to be loading into final qualifying as we speak now. I have pictures for you very shortly, and with the length of the lap, you're going to have to make this lap count because there's not much time at all. If you mess it up, you're going to be in a bit of trouble.
That's exactly right. When you say that, that's just over 2 minutes for a quick lap round here. So when these guys are on their out lap and getting themselves sorted, trying to find a bit of real estate to themselves, that time's going to quickly disappear on them real fast if they're not careful.
Sorting yourself out with the teammates as well. No doubt they'll all be trying to organise themselves. But any time left out on the table, they're going to be going as hard as they can to find it. But with how tight it is up the top, some of that might just come down to who's got the best drafting help. Seen a lot of tag pest management get themselves together, TTR cars get themselves together as well, Powerbond guys doing the same. So don't let anyone tell you that racing's not a team sport, because it's pretty important out there.
That's exactly right.
We have got our current P2, Richard Hampstead, on an outlap at the moment. Hampstead, of course, was the first one to break Madison Down's deadlock on the championship this season, taking a thrilling victory at Montreal. That was a couple of races ago. We're here now at Road America, and I don't think Madison's going to be keen to let the same happen again.
It puts him in an elite class, because it's only him and someone else that's with Renz Brookman back at Sonoma that the only two have stopped down this season. So it's an elite little class, and he's definitely on it this week as far as qualifying. You could barely blink that quick, and so there's absolutely nothing in it. So I don't doubt for a second he's probably got a little bit more time up his sleeve. It'll be interesting to see if that all unfolds in the next 20 minutes.
I tell you what, I reckon if you're Richard Hampstead, you're going to be very determined right now, because 0.02 of a second, that's tiniest margins. He'd be kicking himself and wanting to make up that margin any way that he can.
It's like a number of drivers just on their outlaps at the moment, so I'm just trying to see who's first. Looks like Ruggier may let he's going to let Maris go, so Maris may be the first one to start a hot lap around here.
Great season by Maris. Finds himself fighting for second in the championship. Been on the podium a number of times, and he rounds the final turn here at Road America. The run up this steep hill to begin the lap. And the long drag down into turn 1. It's actually pretty narrow through this straight, tighter than what you'd think.
Funny, we were just talking about the length of this circuit. We're gone 3.5 minutes in this session already, and the guys, there's only a number of guys that have just started their first hot lap, so it just goes to show how crucial times are in this session to make sure you put down a lap and not get pulled.
Maris had a little bit of a tow there through the sponsorless Madison down. Maris trying to beat a 2:08.6, his best for the week.
Credit to Maris this season. As you'll know by our graphics and that on screen, you'll see that it's a privateer, and there's not a lot of them in the series. There's a lot of guys that have pretty much got affiliation with the teams, or have got teammates within their pack, and these guys work together quite well and swap information and setup. But Maris going as a privateer, he's doing a great job, and to be fighting for second in the championship is a stellar job.
Now, just touching on the times there, Justin Ruggier has aborted his lap, so he's lost himself a one lap there, 15 minutes in, and he hasn't completed a time or begun a hot lap. With the length of this lap, you need to be making it happen out there. You don't have any time to be worrying about trying to find yourself the space or the time.
I think that's where it's crucial. Sorry to cut you off there, mate. It's crucial through the week where these guys sort of get an opportunity to punch out qualifying. You don't want to leave it till the last session, but sometimes it's not an option throughout the week for some people. Everyone's got different, busy lifestyles and all the rest of it. So, but the final 20 minutes of this session, or final 15 minutes, we should say now, is the guys have got to shine now.
Maris opens the account with a 2:08.7 on his first lap. That's so close to his PB. Madison down, going to begin his lap.
Seeing Brad Ryan's punched out a PB just back there in the field. He's 2:10.581. That's his fastest time for the week so far.
Brad Ryan's a name we've not seen in the broadcast races for a while, but he was always a bit of an exciting element thrown into the mix.
Actually surprised he's qualifying. He had a bit of a name for himself there a little while. He was just sort of show up without qualifying and work his way through the field, and it gets a bit tough though as the weeks go on. Different circuits, so it's good to see he's actually putting his qualifying.
Madison down, overshoots the braking zone into turn 3, aborts the lap. So again, already 13 and a half minutes gone. Can't really afford to be doing much of that. Mitch McLeod cresting the hill, had a bit of a slide through the final corner. Not quite there for a PB. They're getting pretty close. And how about Lee Ellis? He didn't sound overly excited or you know, give us really too much feedback about this place tonight, but P4th on the timesheets is, I think, a very impressive spot to be in. Ellis, if you have a look at who's in front of him on the timesheets, you've got 3 race winners for the season: Down, Hampstead and Brookman. So for Ellis to be P4, yeah, he's doing pretty well. And he's got a toe here down the back straight. How close do you want to be?
And you look at his time, that 1.5 tenths will get him pole position. So it's crazy to think just how close he is in regards to snatching pole. So who knows, if he can put something together here, you never know what he might dish out for us.
Coming up to that really, really awkward turn at the top of the hill he was talking about. It's tricky there because you're braking uphill and then it crests a rise, so it upsets the balance of the car. And a bit of a slide through the sweeper there. That's spoiled his lap there. He's going to abort it. Got a couple of the tag cars coming past where it was there. Phil and Ruggier, teammates setting themselves up. George Maris coming around to start a lap as well, so plenty happening out there.
Check out the tag test management cars on screen. So Justin Ruggier and Jared Philsell there just having an attempt. Oh, big slide for Philsell. Oh, big one on the grass. Kept it off the wall and he'll abort that one, no doubt.
That is an awesome piece of road, but very easy to end up off on the grass. And once you do, you're going to be in trouble in a big way. Did a great job not to end up in the fence.
His teammate Ruggier is still going on with it. Been a fairly tidy lap for him so far.
Ruggier's PB is a 2:09.1, not appearing in the overlays for some reason. Apologies for that. We'll see what he's got on this lap. P9 right now for Ruggier, and he beats it just by a hair though. 2:09.0.
Yeah, he'll better his time. He won't better his position though. He needs to beat an 8 to jump up in position, but at least he knows he's there or thereabouts. He's right on it for qualifying as we almost come to the 10-minute mark, so halfway in this qualifying circuit.
So Cattell heading down the long front straight. 9.5 just misses the PB. A lot of drivers ending up very, very close to where they've already set times this week, but we haven't seen a great deal of drafting yet.
No, it's probably something that I expected some of these teams to maybe take advantage of. But nevertheless, they're all in a bit of a rhythm. They've got their own groove going, so maybe they don't think they need it at this stage. But like I said, time running out as we check out Mitch McLeod on screen.
One of the prime overtaking positions on the track. Nice little bit of runoff you can use there, although he aborts the lap. Maybe took a little bit too much for comfort.
Check out the man on screen, Dean O'Brien. He comes out of the final turn and makes his way up the hill towards the start-finish line. His fastest time for this session at 2:10.201. And that's his PB for the week too, so that's good for Dean.
How's the turn in on the Cosmo Lighting Falcon? Got to throw it into turn 1 there because you're shaving off a lot of speed heading into the apex. And this turn 2, it's a tricky corner, but this sets up your run down to the most important braking zone on the track.
Sorry, while all that's been happening, Madison Down has just punched out a 2:08.285, so he's found himself 2/10 over his previous qualifying time.
That's going to be huge, 2/10, given that we were talking about 2 thousands just before. That's a massive margin for Madison down. We've seen this a couple of times from him this season already. Great form there from the championship leader.
Oh, no doubt Richard Hampstead's already probably been informed, or he's had a look at the time screens. He knows what sort of time that Madison's just punched out. So we might take this opportunity to take a ride around Road America and jump on board with Richard Hampstead. Oh, just ran a little bit wide. Got a nice bit of a draft there from James McKnight.
I think that's exactly what Lee Ellis mentioned to us during the hot lap, is that if you've got a draft there, it's going to play havoc with your braking zones, because he was carrying a lot of speed, about 275 I saw flash up. Huge numbers into the brake zone. We see Wayne Burke coming towards the sweeper at the back end of the circuit. Great looking livery on the SSR Falcon. Really stands out in the crowd. Got a lot of white out there amongst the rest of the field. Good to see packaging and more involved too. Finds himself heading into this tricky carousel section. A long wait on the throttle.
He's had a fairly good season, Wayne Burke too. You know, we mentioned him a couple of times throughout the broadcasts throughout this season, and I think he'd be fairly happy with his pace this season, and no doubt be looking forward to maybe stepping it up a notch for next season. So look out.
Yeah, the team's been close, there or thereabouts, and knocking on the door of a podium a couple of times. Using all of the road on the exit. Nice bit of a tail out slide there from Wayne Burke. A couple of corners to finish off the lap. But the way that this place runs is that your exits are so critical to finding lap speed.
Just while I've been watching him, Rucky's improved his time. He's now done an 8.78. So that will give him, what's that, 6th position?
That does look like P6 for Ruckia, yes it will be. And a PB for Wayne Burke as well.
Yeah, nice job from Wayne Burke. George Maris on screen, he's not leaving anything on the table. He's almost bettered his PB's fastest time for this session at 8.695. His fastest for the week is an 8.692, so it goes to show just how close he is. Let's hope he's got something as he comes out of this last turn, makes his way towards the start-finish line, and see what he can punch out. Could have been an 8.692, comes to the line. He must have got an off track.
No time recorded there from Maris. A couple of the Powerbomb cars in out of the pits. A lot of guys trying to find some space. There's only 4 minutes left in this qualifying session. 2 team cars on screen, Purcell and Cattell. These guys have both had a tremendous debut season, the tag best management colours. Both having debut podiums as well. Purcell 6th at the moment on the timesheets. Cattell 16th. Although he has improved this session.
Now good does, you know, you touched on just how well their season's going. Bo Cattell, his first season with ANZ, and he's currently sitting P2 in the championship. So great debut with his new team, and he's really gelling well with these guys, and his pace on track is just going to show how good he is. He's got a bit of a draft here of his teammate too, so that could be quite handy.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Jared pull aside there. No, not quite.
If they can stay together and keep it close, they might be able to take a huge advantage as they come across the start-finish line.
That's it, just got to make sure you don't balk your teammate heading into the turns there. And there's actually a third car. They're actually lining up at the moment to find a bit of a draft. You've got 3 team cars in a line heading down the long front straightaway. This is the lap they've been setting themselves up for. A bit of a train happening. 2 minutes 50 left in the session. Check the speed on Cattell. 276 heading into turn 1.
Surprised these guys were so late in the session to actually use each other in draft, but nevertheless they're doing it now, and it might need to be just a little bit closer to probably make a huge advantage of it. I think the best one out of them all is Bo's probably the closest out of all 3. I guess they're almost evenly spread apart. Notice back there, looks like George Maris, Lee Ellis, Madison Down, looks like they're preparing themselves for a bit of a draft freight train towards the end of this session.
Yeah, everyone looking for just one more lap, one attempt to find something else out there. So you've got the 3 tag cars lined up, you've got 2 TTR cars and Maris lined up. Ruggy, a big slide, Ruggy is off into the fence.
Big damage.
So Ruggy is going to be out of the session. There's no time for him to complete another lap. That's going to leave Cattell and Philcell out there to see if the draft is going to have any sort of effect. Cattell's a bit wide through the carousel. Going to set him up a good exit though towards the kink. Looks like he's drifted off the back of Philcell a little bit though. Philcell off the road.
Oh. Yep, so that's an off track for him. He might just try and push on, maybe hopefully he can benefit there for a bit of a draft there for Bo.
Yeah, we saw him have trouble with the kick a couple of laps earlier, had the same off again, but he's going to continue on, try and help out his teammate. Cattell's best for the session is a 209.305. That is his best for the week.
Now this could be crucial if he gets a good run out of here. Use that draft from his teammate. Let's see what time he can punch out. Like you said, 209.305, he's fastest in his PB. Comes across the start finish line. Will that toe help with the draft? A 209.102.
That's going to move Cattell up to inside the top 10 by my measure.
He's going on with it too as we go and check back here with Madison Down. Lee Ellis.
Ellis is looking good here. He's got a good bit of a margin to his teammate. We saw this make up 2/10 for Bo Cattell just before. Down, having a bit of a slide through that turn from the looks of things. Ellis's lap is looking tidy.
Yeah, well, just as you say that, the session has ended now, so the checker flag's out for the rest of these guys. But if Ellis could just stay true to the back of Down here, maybe able to just sneak something.
Looks like Madison did the same thing, had a bit of a slide through the kink. Ellis very, very tidy though. I think this toe is definitely going to help him. His car's looking good on the curbs, riding very nicely through Canada Corner. Just 2 corners remain on the Road America circuit.
So his fastest time for the week at 208.610, 1.5 tenths behind the man in front of him. Well, was coming into this session, but Madison's now moved it out to 208.2. So he's got a couple of tenths to find. What can he do? He comes across the start-finish line. A little bit of a toe there off his TTR teammate. Crosses the line and he'll punch out a 4.53. Fantastic time there for Lee Ellis.
Unbelievable stuff. That's going to put Ellis onto the front row of the grid.
Fantastic.
What a way to end the session there. We saw that the teamwork did play a bit of effect there. It helped out Bo Cattell. Big winner off all though. Lee Ellis, front row start. What a result there for driver of the TTR Hyperstimulator Falcon.
And how close is it? 208.453 for Ellis. And third place, Richard Hampstead at 208.461.
Yeah, impressive stuff. You've still got Rens Brookman up there, less than a tenth behind. Maris is still very close as well. Rens Brookman did improve his time ever so slightly in the Euro server, 208.517. However, I don't think that's going to be enough to jump in many places. But great to see that Rens is involved. Kurt Stenberg, last driver out there, has aborted his final lap, and that's going to complete the session.
There you go. I said you never count these qualified sessions out to the last lap. So well done, Lee Ellis. Would be quite happy with that. TTR 1-2.
So we'll run through the results from this qualifying session. We've got two happy drivers at the front there. Madison Down, who's pulled out a huge margin. 2/10 is a pretty big gap, given that it was 200ths before the session. To claim pole position for tonight's race, Lee Ellis jumped up to P2, finds himself on the front row. Maris in third, Ruggier fourth, Phil Sell in fifth. Great result there for Troy Cox, Bo Cattell, James McKnight, Tony Ortridge, Mitch McLeod, Dean O'Brien, Kurt Stenberg, Jake Burton, Brad Ryan, Wayne Burke, Michael Schreier, Sanjan Delilik, and Richard Hampstead didn't actually set a time.
We're here in Rens Brookman made a bit 208.489 in the European server. So we'll have a look and see where that's going to put him.
That is going to be an improvement there. Be very tight between himself, Hampstead and Ellis, so very exciting. We'll cover the full grid, the full lineup when we get ready for 14 laps around Road America. We're going to take a short break, but thanks for watching. We'll see you right after this.
This is the guys have a little bit of contact there from Scott. He muscles his way past.
Contact.
To the back of... Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to V8 Online's live and exclusive coverage of the iRacing V8 Supercar Series. We are broadcasting to you tonight live and in glorious high definition with support from the V8's Online Superstore, V8 Supercar Fan Group, and Direct Clutch Services. Leo Gray in the driver's seat tonight, co-driving with me tonight, as always, Stephen Clark. Welcome back, Sandman. Exciting qualifying session, but now it's time for a race.
Here we go, the big one, and no doubt Mr. Ellis would be quite pumped. It was a great qualifying session in the dying minutes there, final qualifying, jump up to P2. I don't know if that might be a personal best for him.
We'll have to try and confirm that one, but front row start for driver of the TTR Falcon. Got to be very excited about that. But pole position has gone to the four men this season. Madison down. We see already he's had a stranglehold on this championship, 502 points clear of Bo Cattell. And everything's pretty well gone Madison Down's way, but still some great fights on throughout the rest of the field.
It's crazy, isn't it, to think of the dominances he's had this season. To grab 7 of the 9 wins so far throughout Season 1 2014, and still a couple more rounds under our belt. He's looking good in qualifying. Found himself 2/10 up on the rest of the field, so look out. Who knows, we might have another Madison Down win, who knows.
Yes, still a lot to play for though, but Road America is a place that lends itself to great racing. 14 turns, 6.44 kilometres. It's an exciting place with some very, very high speeds. Tonight's race is just going to be 14 laps, no pit stops. But Reese Gardner in the pits for Astro Gaming Headsets might have a bit of info here for us. How we doing, Reese?
I'm not too bad. You guys are doing all right, I see.
Yeah, of course. Anytime there's a race on is good time for me.
Yeah, definitely. We've got 14 laps around Road America this race, so I'm not going to be providing you with pit reports in this race because obviously the race is too short for pit stops, but if I ever come across any information that I feel is worth reporting, then I'll be right there with you guys.
Sounds good, mate. No doubt you got your finger on the pulse. So if there's any interesting news or any, hot topics to bring out, no doubt we'll leave you to it.
Yeah, definitely. Haven't got any right now, but I'm sure it'll come up soon.
Now, of course, we saw that 20-minute qualifying session. Very exciting there. Grid always changing. Madison Downs secured a pretty crushing pole position there. We see him clear of the field, 208.285. Clear of his teammate Lee Ellis, who joins the front row in second. Richard Hampstead third. Renz Brookman consolidated fourth in the Euro server. George Maris finds himself in fifth with Jared Filsell, Justin Ruggier, Mitch McLeod, Troy Cox and Bo Cattell rounding out the top 10.
Might have to get you to go through the rest of it, mate. I'm still having a couple of issues getting online.
Still loading in there, but Tony Orchard will find himself in P11 with James McKnight 12th, Tobias Cerny 13th for Powerbond, Dean O'Brien in 14th, Kurt Stenberg 15th, Michael Fulcher 16th with Jake Burton. Brad Ryan starts from 18th. He did decide to qualify this week. Wayne Burke and Michael Schreier, Sandra Delilah, the 21 drivers setting a time, but we've got a big field here with Josh Muggleton, James Douglas and Tom Jones. 3 drivers at the back of the field yet to set a time.
Yeah, it's not unusual to see Josh Muggleton there. He's been a little bit busy with GT Academy, but he'll have some fun making his way through the field at Road America. Hopefully he stays out of a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I reckon you can do that very well at this place. Some long straights, long braking zones as well. Perfect opportunity to be setting up some big drafting passes. It's going to be very exciting to watch Josh Muggleton coming through the field.
And we said 2 minutes to do a lap round here. Only 14 laps, so we're just a smidge over half an hour for this race. So, well, it's a sprint race. These guys will have to make the most of it because they're going to switch into a little bit of enduro mode after this once we head to Okayama and, of course, finish it off at Oran Park. Yeah, very excited for those ones, but this race here I think is going to be just as exciting because you're going to have to make every opportunity you've got count. Even though there are a lot of passing opportunities on this track, you've only got 14 opportunities, or 14 goes at it all. So no time mucking about. Very keen to see how Muggleton goes from the back. Very excited to see how Madison Down goes at the front. If he can fend off this hungry pack behind him, because you've got a lot of guys that
They want their chance up the front.
Yeah, one thing I would like to see Lee Ellis hold it together too. He's had a rough couple of weeks. Got himself in a little bit of mischief as the laps have gone on the last couple of rounds. So a good qualifying run for Lee Ellis, TTR front row, and let's see how that all develops in the next 14 laps.
Got some very strong drivers up the front there. Ellis, Hampstead's already won this season. So's Brookman, Maris, Philsell and Ruggier. Very big names up there. It's a very, very strong field. We see the drivers gridding up now. It's going to be an exciting run down into turn 1. And I think a big, big race ahead of us. Interesting to see if Madison Down can get away or if the other drivers will be able to reel him in from the start.
It'll be a nice old drag race to turn 1, won't it? So crucial to get a good start off the line, not too much wheel spin. But hopefully the guys haven't got too much elbows out. 14 laps around here, it's going to be a good one.
Alrighty, everybody on the grid, revs are up, lights are on, getting ready to go racing. Who's going to have the jump? Madison Down with a fantastic start, but check out Rance Brookman. Brookman's going to go for second. He's on the grass. He's had to tuck back in. Hampstead going to try and make a move as well.
He didn't have much real estate. He tried to look around the outside of Lee Ellis, but Lee just covered his mark there, but Lee's got his hands full there. Hampstead looking up for a move up the inside there. The Hyper Simulator Falcon. Can he get the job done? Nice move up the inside. One of the tag cars going to have a bit of a look there too. So Maris has dropped another spot there. So looks like Hampstead's got the position there.
That's Brookman. Brookman got an excellent start. Now look at the drag race down here. You've got a couple of tag cars lining up as well. Cattell had a bit of an off at the start. Hampstead second. Look at Brookman swinging around to the outside.
Oh, can he pull it up in time?
Oh, they're going to go 3 wide. Ellis is going to take second back from Hampstead.
Maris has given up a couple of spots here too.
Ellis squeezes Hampstead wide. There's another tag car lining up for a shot. That's Justin Ruggier. Ruggier finds himself from 7th on the grid, fighting for P3.
Great effort from Lee Ellis, who got swamped a little bit there, but he's managed to hold his composure there. He's got the position back there on Hampstead, so he's just got to gather himself up. These guys really fighting thick and fast back here in the pack.
Brookman and Philsell side by side. Brookman had a bit of a slow run. That's leaving Maris with an opportunity through the carousel. He's going to have a run. He's going to have the inside line through the kink. He can't go 2 by 2 through the kink at all.
Nah, braver man than I. Oh, got to be careful. He just
contact.
Looks like did he tag just the back of Maris there? He just couldn't quite fit 2 side by side through that turn.
It's Philsell's getting swamped.
3 wide there. Looks like at the inside. Oh, maybe there's a little bit of contact there with Aldridge.
Got Aldridge, Cox, Cloud ahead of them all. Philsell, they're all over him. See one of the SSR cars in there as well. It's Dean O'Brien getting involved. Bo Cattell's dropped back in a big way. Cattell with a big run up the front straight though. O'Brien's going to make him go the long way, but he's got the draft.
Has he got enough in the braking zone though? Yeah, looks like he's got enough. Why is he going to go in too deep? No, he managed to pull it up. Nice job there in the tag test management Falcon.
Now Muggleton on the first lap is up to P13. His teammate Madison now 1.8 seconds clear, but Muggo has made up 10 spots on the first lap.
Different livery from what you used to see him too. You'll see Josh Muggleton on screen. A bit of transition for these guys, TTR. Big sponsorship announcement hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Looking forward to seeing that. So different colours here for Josh Muggleton.
Cox and Bo Cattell fighting pretty hard. These guys haven't really been separated. A lot of side-by-side racing going on. Hampstead, amongst all the fighting at the front's dropped a couple of positions. Up from 3rd, back to 6th. Maris has found his way past. You've still got Ruggier and Brookman all over each other, and Ellis somehow has managed to hold on to 2nd. He was looking like he was going to be losing a couple of spots before turn 1.
Yeah, Ellis did a good job, but he's going to have his work cut out for him because it looks like Ruggie's looking a little bit racy back there.
Oh, we're going to peek into the back there in the field. Looks like one of the hyper simulator Falcons. We're hearing it could be Troy Cox, is that right?
It's Troy Cox. Troy Cox, Brad Ryan. Oh, it's like they nearly went 3 wide heading down the back straight.
Trying to get a bit of a race recall replay on everything that happened there, but looks like major contact there for Cox, who made heavy contact there in the wall.
Yeah, Troy Cox and Dean O'Brien had some side-to-side contact. There was a bit of a squeeze. Cox ran wide at the kink and O'Brien tried to thread the needle, couldn't make it happen. Cox hit the wall. Brad Ryan got a piece of it as well. That's going to leave Ruggier, Brookman, Harris, Ellis. 4 cars in a big fight for second. Got the 2 tag cars side by side.
Brookman had a little bit of a cheeky look on the outside. He's going for the crossover. What do you think about a move up the inside of his teammate, Justin Ruggier? No. Thinks better of it, but Maris will have a look. Maris will get up the inside there of Brookman. Can he get the job done? A little bit of contact there. It just runs him a little bit wide, but Maris will grab position.
Thank you there by Maris. Supported Brookman just a little bit wide. It's going to give Ruggier just a bit of breathing room.
Oh, Brookman just getting up to the tail end there, Maris. Just let me know you wasn't too happy about that move, but it's all fair in love and war. But great run between these guys and reasonably close for second, third, fourth, and fifth. That's a margin up front. Madison Downs got himself a 3.3 second lead over his teammate Lee Ellis.
That's a huge gap from Madison Down. He's had everything going right for him this race already. Guys have been crawling all over each other for second in every position on back from there. Ellis will be happy. He's building a bit of a gap on the tag Falcon, but he's just got daylight in front of him. Madison Down nearly 4 seconds up the road.
Bit of a freight train back here. Look at these guys all battling out for 13th, Stenberg and McKnight.
13th on back. You've got everyone from 13th to about 20th, less than a second, half a second separating most of these cars. It's a huge train.
Not too far. Oh, it looks like someone's blown an engine just up. One of our leaders. Who was that? One of our front runners.
Ruggier's gone from 3rd.
Oh, heartbreaking stuff. The Tag Pest Management Falcon just going up in smoke as he downshifted into turn 1. We'll check out the action on the race recall replay, but heartbreaking stuff for Justin Ruggier.
Unbelievable. That's going to put Maris up into the podium. Brookman's actually managed to make a move on Maris into turn 2 there. That was a weird one. It didn't have the big move that we see sometimes when these motors go pop, but still that ends up with Ruggier out of this race.
Seen it happening a little bit lately with a couple of people just on over-revving on downshift where they've lunched the motor. It's not something it's a regular thing seen from Justin Ruggier, but it can happen to the best of us, and it's just a bit of bad luck. And Justin's not.
Oh, check out this 3-car train. Mitch McLeod leads it, Phil Sell in the middle. Hampstead, 3rd car in line. He's dropped back to 7th. But he's fighting hard to make some of those spots up. You've got Tony Aldridge behind that too. Look at his chops. These guys come together. Aldridge will be in the best place to take advantage of it. But sliding Hampstead off.
Oh, big wiggle. He's held on to it. Nice job.
Tucks back in line. Driver at the back of screen coming through Canada corner now. That's Josh Muggleton. Muggleton's up into 9th place.
He'd be loving that, wouldn't he? Coming back from the tail end and up in 9th already, and it's only lap 4. Great job.
Muggleton is, of course, the biggest mover in this race already. Only 4 laps complete. He's made up 13 positions from the start. Pick out the run that Tony Autridge has got. Hammer's going to make him go the long way around. They're going to go side by side towards turn 1.
Oh, can he outrun you? Oh, he tries to come across the nose. That's hard work there. The guys are going to continue on. They're going to go side by side into the next turn. Hammer will have the move. Can he hold it?
Hampstead making Autridge work. Autridge isn't going to let it go easy though. Oh, there's a bit of hip and shoulder action. Now they've got the long drag race down into turn 3. They're still side by side.
And if Autridge can hold on, he'll have the run into the next turn. He's just losing a little bit of straightaway speed. Looks like they've evened up now, but under brakes, Autridge will have the line for the next turn.
There we go. Who's going to go
Hammer's
the deepest?
gone
Hammer's
deep.
gone.
He's going to run wide. That'll give position to Autridge.
Great move there by Tony Autridge. Took him 3 whole corners to get it done, but he's taken the position. Made Hampstead just take his medicine and accept it. Hampstead is now going to have Josh Muggleton for pressure very shortly.
Yeah, how happy would Muggo be when he sees all this going on in front of him, just bridging to him, just ever so closer to this battle hit there. So from last to 9th, or wasn't quite last, sorry, I shouldn't say that, he was 22nd out of 24 cars, so he's done a great job to be in P9.
Jared Philsell with a big run through the kick on Mitch McLeod. Canada corner coming up is a good one for a passing spot, but he switches from the outside to in. Gliding under brakes, and he's going to get track position. Is he going to be able to hold on? Left-hander coming up here. McLeod gets the elbows out. Oh! Philsell has to just tuck in behind. Great bit of driving there from Mitch McLeod.
Great job. Now Jared just needs to get a good run out of here. If he can get a decent run, he'll be able to sniff that draft off Mitch McLeod as he comes down the front straight. Hopefully he can think about a move into turn 1. Looks like he might be just a little bit too far back to benefit from it, but he's definitely got decent speed at the moment.
Someone who's a little bit closer, Hammer, had a bit of a think of a move into turn 1. He had the rears sliding heading in. Josh Muggleton is going to be very keen to see this fight continue on. Hampstead wants the spot back on Autridge. Looks like he's got a good run heading down to turn 3. Bit of a wiggle on exit. We've seen this drafting game been played a number of times. 9 laps to go in the race.
We'll definitely think about a move here. 10.9 for Tony Autridge, 11.2 for Hampstead, and a 2.09 for Muggleton.
Hampstead's there, he pokes the nose.
He'll make it stick this time. Nice move from Hampstead.
He positioned the car in a way that Autridge couldn't do anything about it. And look, that's what Josh Muggleton, right up to the back of this fight. Less than half a car length now Muggo's got on Autridge.
Check out this great view, looking back from the gearbox view of Tony Autridge, looking back at Josh Muggleton, his TTR teammate, right up to the back of him here.
Muggo's car looks a little ordinary on the front right, but that's not slowing him down anyway. Look at the run he gets through the carousel. We're coming up to the kink now, one of the fastest corners on the track. And Muggo has got a run.
Yeah, he'll definitely think about a move to the inside here. Can he get the line? Yeah, he's definitely got some pace. Thinks about a move. Oh, don't want to get too close. Almost contact between teammates there. Great driving by those two. No contact, nice and clean. While these two teammates battle it out here for 8th and 9th. Oh, just as I say that, looks like Muggleton will get the move up the inside.
Oh,
nice
it's not done yet.
Coming in the final turn, Autridge runs wide.
Muggo's squeezing. He doesn't want Autridge to think about a move back into turn 1. As I say that, Autridge fakes to the inside though. He doesn't have the position to make it happen. McLeod and Philsell, those guys are still going on. Philsell has found himself into position 5. Makes his way past Mitch McLeod in turn 1.
starts getting close there for second place too. Lee Ellis and Ren's Brookman. You can see Ren's just trying to sniff a bit of a draft here for Lee. Let's see what he's got as they come into this braking zone. Thinks about a move to the outside. He's going to try the crossover. What can he do? Runs it a little bit wide. Turns in. Can he get on the power? He's got Lee Ellis right there. He's going to be on the wrong path.
Oh, he turns it.
Off into the wall. Massive contact for Lee Ellis. That is day done for Lee Ellis after a tremendous qualifying run. Running in P2, makes contact with Ren's Brookman, and that's night over.
Bring that up on the race recall replay. Looking out of the back of Lee Ellis here. He had the position. Brookman had a run though, tried to stick his nose where there maybe wasn't enough space.
Nah, there was no space. He ran out of real estate there. Ren's Brookman should have got out of the power, made contact there, and man, tough night for Lee Ellis.
Ellis is done, and that's going to move Phil Sell up to 4th, Mitch McLeod into 5th, Richard Hampstead there, P6 is putting big pressure on Mitch McLeod. McLeod lost the position to Phil Sell a little bit before. George Maris with all that finds himself on the podium once more this season.
Yeah, so we've just gone over the halfway mark, so we're starting lap 8 of 14. The way it stands, Madison down, got himself a nice little margin in the vicinity of almost 6 seconds. We'll check it as they come across the start-finish line, but doing it nice and easy, staying out of trouble. And yep, 6.7 second lead over Ren's Brookman in second, and of course George Maris in third. Check back the action here, 13th place, Kirk Stenberg, Schreier in 14th.
A lot of action in front of these guys. All doing a great job to stay out of the wars. They, behind that, Michael Fulcher having a fantastic drive. Finds himself P16 at the moment. Kamikaze Racing Falcon.
We're hearing reports that it might be his first top split appearance too, we're hearing, so great job for Michael.
Fairly new team, running some pretty iconic colours.
You know what, this battle's starting to close up a little bit here. Josh Muckelson in 7th place, closing in on Richard Hampstead. So a little bit sideways there for Muggo as he tries to get the power down, but not a lot in it for these guys. Jared Philsell, who's in 4th, is just up the road just a little bit more. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, not a lot in it.
Muggleton is pushing hard into Canada Corner. He can see 4th place on the road. Doesn't need much more incentive than that. He wants to chop these guys off. 7 laps to get it done. Coming to 6 to go now.
He's done a sensational effort from back that far back in the pack. He's stayed out of trouble. Like I said, there was just a little bit of damage to the front end, but that's not causing him too many dramas, which is good. Have been running in P7, that's a great effort.
Vulture looking to put a move on McKnight.
Hit it too, nice job. Nice run, he's got the inside move here.
McKnight goes deep. McKnight not going to make it easy though. That's going to give Vulture still the inside into turn 2. Think you'll have this one done.
Great racing between these guys, giving each other plenty of room. Fantastic stuff. Nice job from Michael Fulcher to grab that position. A little bit of action back here, Bo Patel. of course, had his fair share of dramas at the start of this race. He's in P9 for the moment. Not far behind him, Dean O'Brien in 10th, Tobias Deserti in 11th. So, said lap 9 of 14, sort of getting to the business end now. These guys need to sort themselves out. Still reasonably close where they can pinch a couple of positions from each other.
Danny was another podium debutant this season, and he's looking pretty racy at the moment on the back of Dean O'Brien. Danny wants a P10, and looks like he's going to fight pretty hard for it. How good's that run through the kink? Love that section of road.
Tell you what, the battle's getting heating up for P2 when you look at George Barris. He's really closing up on the back of Renz Brookman here.
Renz has lost some big time that lap. He's had an off at the kink, just scrolling back through it. He had a bit of margin and he's had a big off. He's actually grazed the wall. Yeah,
I was going to say, there is a little bit of damage to the right side of that Tag Test Management Falcon. So Maris licking his lips, see what he can get, sort of a bit of run coming into turn 1.
We're going to see if we can find a replay from that incident, but right now Maris is looking pretty hot right now. Brookman's going to make him go the long way around.
Oh, a little bit of side-by-side contact, not too much. They're not roughing each other up. George Maris going right round the outside. Brookman not giving up, though. Brookman back up the inside.
Maris is going to put the squeeze on, though. We've seen these two drivers fighting hard a couple of times already this season. Drag race down into turn 3. Maris has got the inside, Brookman the outside. Maris is going to squeeze him, make sure that he doesn't have any more room than what he needs, and Brookman going to have a look back to the inside. Huge
under
lunge.
brakes. Nice job under brakes there from Brookman. Oh, a little nose-to-tail contact there from Maris.
That's nearly a replay of the incident that saw Ellis in the wall, but Maris is fighting back. It's very tough to make a move where you're at right now. And all of this is bringing Jared Filsell up to the back of this fight. They're side by side behind him though. Hampstead and McLeod fighting. Muggo getting involved too.
Muggo's a secret work, but I go. Hampstead looks up the inside. Why, Renz Brookman's off.
And Maris, they're all going to get together.
Oh,
Hampstead's around.
off as well. Hampstead's gone around. Massive carnage. Looks like Maris he had a bit of an off just in front of him. It was contact between Filsell and Maris. No, sorry, it was Maris.
Maris and Brookman, that left Brookman in the dirt. Maris was facing the wrong way on the track. The guys were side by side and they had nowhere to go. Reese in the pits got anything for us while we hunt for a replay.
Yeah, guys, I actually saw that incident happen live. I was watching the battle between Maris and Brookman, and it looks like Renz was just earlier on the brakes than George Maris was, and Maris had almost nowhere to go. Hit Renz's left rear quarter, and Renz just went straight into the gravel. Then Maris caught the curb on the exit of the turn and spun around, and then a whole bunch of oncoming cars collected him. And as a result, it looks like Richard Hampstead is crabbing.
Unreal.
Hampstead caught big damage in that. There were a couple of other guys involved. What that leaves us with, Madison Dowsall has his lead. Filsell second, Mitch McLeod in third, Josh Muggleton fourth position. Hampstead pits this lap.
Muggo will be loving it, wouldn't he? He's done great up to P4.
Awesome stuff from Josh Muggleton. I was also hearing just before the incident between Brookman and Maris, hearing from the ANZ guys that as a result of the contact with Lee Ellis earlier, Renz probably had some bent steering, so it may or may not have been a factor in that incident.
Renz Brookman's going to be driving like a man possessed. He's finding himself in P13 at the moment. Michael Schreier is going to come under attack big time in a moment. Brookman switches to the outside. Maybe his car is going to be affected by that incident because he's made that move stick a couple of times already, but he backed out of it on Schreier.
A little bit further in front of that pack. Maris, O'Brien, Cerny, these guys are all battling it out. It's crazy to think what's just happened in the last couple of laps. Really changed the order. We might quickly just run through the top 10 as it stands. Madison down leading, 11.4 second lead over Jared Filsell. Then it's Mitch McLeod in third. Josh Muggleton in 4th, Tony Orchard in 5th, Bo Cattell in 6th, Dean O'Brien was in 7th, but Maris has got 7th now. Dean O'Brien in 8th, Tobias Cerny 9th, and Renier in 10th, Wayne Burke.
That's turned everything on its head that last lap there. Look at the gains and losses. Josh Muggleton, 18 positions from the start. That's massive, but everyone else in there. Phil Sell 5, McLeod's 5 as well. 6 for Orchard, 7 for O'Brien, 9 for Burke, 8 for Schreier and Tom Jones. There's a lot of movement happening out there.
So these guys are starting lap 12 of 14, so time really getting away from these guys. It's been plenty of action. I tell you what, Road America never lets us down for great racing, and it's been pretty much the same tonight.
Tobias Cerny thinking about a move on Dean O'Brien. Not quite there though. A couple of spots behind this, you've got Stenberg, Brookman and Schreier. Brookman has made it past Schreier. He's going to set his sights on the orange Powerbond Falcon. Brookman continues his charge back through the field.
Madison down, he's had a lonely old race out front, hasn't he? You know, he got himself a 12.5 second margin. Things really went his way, although he was in complete control. Dominated qualifying and led from the start, was already starting to gap the rest of the field, but then hell broke loose behind him, and now he's got a massive margin.
I don't think he'll be complaining, but he's missed an awesome race behind him though. Looking at the lap times, Madison Down has been ultra consistent. He hasn't dropped off more than a second throughout this run. He's the only driver that's still turning laps under the 2-minute 10 mark.
Just checking out Matt's lap times. Muggleton just a fraction quicker than Mitch McLeod. Mitch 2:10.1, Muggleton 2:10.0. So just little bit by little bit, he's just starting to creep in. I'll tell you what. More spot for Muggo, that gets him the bottom step on the podium.
Oh, if he could make that happen, that would be an incredible drive. 22nd position on the grid with no qualifying time. Josh Muggleton finds himself coming to 2 laps to go. Position 4 in this race. It's going to be pretty tight at the line. Less than a second separating Muggo and McLeod now. And Muggleton is reeling him in.
Let's see what the lap times are this time by Mitch knows. Just starting to hunt him down to 10.3 for Mitch McLeod, 10.2 Josh Muggleton, not much in it at all.
No, that sort of gains won't be enough to get him the spot, but if he can put pressure on McLeod, who knows what will happen. If he can get a sniff of a draft, that'll change things as well. Muggleton going to be fighting hard, putting big pressure on. A couple of spots ahead though, Jared Philsell has done a beautiful job to find himself P2 on the road. 6th place on the grid he started, and he's looking at another podium finish for the season. Just kept his nose clean and it's paid off. Great drive from the tag driver.
Exactly right. Qualifying wasn't too bad for him. Started in 6th position tonight, but exactly what you said, he was there or thereabouts, kept his nose clean, and now P2, that's a sensational job. Flying the flag for ANZ. They've had their fair share of dramas, getting caught up in incidents, and of course Justin Ruggier lunching an engine towards the halfway mark of this race. So bad luck for him, but he's doing a great job for ANZ.
Still holding off Rens Brookman. There's some great drives from Sandberg this season, holding off some vastly more experienced drivers than himself. He's holding P11 at the moment. It'll be a good result if he can hold on. Heading down into Canada corner. Great overtaking zone, Fulcher side by side behind them though. It's another position for Michael Fulcher. Raya thought about a move back, but couldn't get it done. Fulcher to driven himself from 16th up into 13th as they begin the final lap of the race. Madison down, nearly 14 seconds clear of the rest of the field. Philsell, second position. McLeod holds third, and that fight, Muggleton's getting close.
Oh! Looks like Muggleton might run wide at turn 1, 2, so he stays on track though.
Bo Cattell and George Maris though. Maris is looking into turn 2, looking. Can't get it done there, but he's going to try and set up the move down into turn 3. Maris, of course, was looking pretty good for a podium earlier in the race. Had it coming together with Rens Brookman. Now he's lining up his teammate. Got the toe. Maris going to have to look to the outside. Has a bit of a lunge there, side by side in the braking zone. Maris going to try and set up the crisscross. He's got track position. He's going to make it past Bo Cattell heading up the hill. Shuts the door and holds position, but Cattell looking back.
Nice job from Maris, wasn't it? Got the move up the inside, got the job done, stuck it there, and yeah, well done, Maris.
Madison down, nearly at the end of his final lap, having a bit of an exciting slide through the carousel, starting celebrations early, but with good reason. He's just dominated the field tonight, 14 seconds clear.
It's been a sensational effort. We touched on his winning record for this season. As he crosses the line, it'll be 8 from 10. A great sensation. He's just done everything right this season, kept his nose clean. A lot of action, plenty of action's happened behind him, but it's all been happening for him. It looks like he's on target to claim yet another championship as he makes his way towards the checkered flag here at Road America. It's a win for Madison Down in the TTR Falcon.
Going to be another podium position for Jared Philsell. Has managed to find his way up into second. Great drive there for the Tag Pest Management driver, Mitch McLeod. Back on the podium once more this season. Fantastic result, but Muggleton, driver of the day, up into fourth.
What an effort. Sensational job there. Orchard will finish out the top 5 there. Maris crosses the line for 6. Bo Cattell for 7th. Dean O'Brien 8th. Tobias Cerny 9th. And rounding out the 10 will be Wayne Burke.
There were some big movers in that race. Big action at numerous parts of the event as well. It had a bit of everything. But of course, biggest winner out of all of that is Madison Down. Led from flag to flag. On screen right now, the livery's a little bit different, doesn't have the sponsors, but the results remain the same. Madison Down wins another.
Yeah, big couple of weeks ahead for Madison Down, and of course TTR. They've got some exciting news in the weeks to come about Season 2 for 2014, so big sponsorship announcement for them. But he's done everything right, hasn't he? It's been a sensational season. You got a feel for his teammate in Lee Ellis. He was on target for a brilliant race tonight, but unfortunately got caught up with a little bit of drama. But didn't just go to Lee Ellis. There were some big names. We talked about Ruggier. Brad Ryan got caught up in dramas. Troy Cox had his issues. So plenty of attrition out there. But boy, oh boy, what a great race!
A lot of action, a lot of excitement. But yeah, still amazed by Muggleton there. Madison Down having a bit of a celebration drift through the carousel.
Old mate's just using up the tyres, don't need them anymore.
And with every reason to. Takes the little loop there. And they're all having a bit of a drift celebration. And Cattell's around amongst it all. Oh, very exciting stuff. We'll have a run through the race results because there was a lot happening out there. A lot of movers and shakers, but race winner for Road America, Madison Down, led from pole, led all 14 laps and the fastest lap of the race, 13 seconds clear of Jared Philsell. Philsell from 6th on the grid. McLeod rounds out the podium from 8th on the grid. Muggleton 4th from 22nd. Ortridge 5th from 11th, so huge movement amongst that. George Maris was 6th. Bo Cattell in 7th. Dean O'Brien a strong 8th, Tobias Cerny in 9th, and Wayne Burke rounds out the top 10 from 19th on the grid.
The rest of the field, some of the names here for what could have been for their night. Nevertheless, Kirk Stenberg, Greg's 11th, Rens Brookman in 12th, Michael Fulcher in 13th, Michael Schreier in 14th, James McKnight 15th, Tom Jones in 16th, Sanjay Dalalik in 17th, James Douglas in 18th, Richard Hampstead back in 19th, and Lee Ellis in 20th.
Jake Burton, Justin Ruggier, Brad Ryan and Troy Cox all struck dramas before the flag, didn't make the finish. But there was a lot of very excited drivers out there, some happier than others. But I tell you what, for a spectator, that's about as good as it gets.
You're not wrong. Road America didn't disappoint. Sensational race. Mate, 2 more rounds to go in this championship. It may be all locked up for the number 1 for the trophy, but still going to be plenty of movers and shakers throughout the rest of the championship field.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that there's nothing to watch for, because Okayama, 43 laps there, going to be very exciting. 65 laps at Oran Park. I know there's a lot of very excited drivers looking forward to that one. I can't wait for it myself as a punter, and I think it's going to be a fantastic way to end the season.
You're not wrong. I reckon Oran Park should be the traditional home of our championship grand finale, so really looking forward to that one.
Just the 2 races to go. We're getting now to the point where there's a couple of still minor placings to be fought over. Cattell and Maris, that's going to be an intense fight for second in the points. But I always like this stretch because people can just start focusing on wins. You know, the championship pretty well wrapped up. Everyone can just go as hard as they can and get whatever placings possible. I know they do that every single week, but when you don't have to worry about that sort of stuff, it just makes it that little bit more exciting, that little bit more intense.
That's right. And some of these guys will start to focus on next season. They'll look at the championship standings, see where they're at, and they'll weigh things up. But like you said, still plenty of great racing. Okayama, it's a great racetrack. And, of course, we all love Oran Park. It's always good to have a bit of Aussie flavour in our championship here at iRacing. So it's going to be a great one. And, of course, a couple of people will just start to look forward to next season. So there's some exciting times for our series. And, of course, there's going to be some sponsorship announcements with a number of teams. We touched on, obviously, the main one was TTR is going to have a bit of a change to their livery. So exciting news for them. And, it's no doubt some other teams will have some news as the weeks unfold.
That's it. A lot of drivers wrapping up first seasons with new teams as well, with great results in there. A lot of first-time podium finishes too this season. So there's going to be a lot of guys who are looking forward to carry that form into the new season. And that's, I think, going to make for some big stuff to follow as we head through towards the middle part of 2014. Got some drivers filtering in now to the comms box. Winner hasn't joined us yet, but we have got with us here. Let's see. We've got Mitch McLeod managed to bring it home on the podium. Fantastic drive, Mitch. You look like you're in the middle of pretty well all the action out there. Started 8th on the grid. Mate, it was exciting from here, but how about from the driver's seat? How good was that race?
Yeah, thanks, guys. That was pretty unexpected, that one. I hadn't done any race laps at all, so my setup wasn't perfect, but it had really good drive, so I was able to fight pretty hard during the race. But yeah, there was a fair bit of carnage up ahead, and every time I thought, oh, I need to just, if I was on the back of them, I'd be able to capitalise on this. And in the end, they kept taking each other out and had some good battles as a result. So yeah, surprised to be in third, but I'll take it.
Yeah, anytime you can get on the podium is a good time there. It's been a couple of moments already on the podium this season. Great to have you getting those sort of results once more. But the excitement that was out there with all those battles, you were raging up on the back of Jared Filsell towards the end there and had a huge fight with Muggleton as well through it. Very exciting, and I tell you what, if this continues on for the rest of the season, I'm going to be a very happy punter. What about yourself as a driver, mate?
Yeah, no, it was unreal race, and I was swearing and then laughing, and I was just having a ball out there. But some really good racing between Hampson and Muggleton and a few other guys. I can't even remember who else I was racing. There was that much action going on. But yeah, this third's probably not as good as the other couple of podiums that I had because yeah, this one was sort of half gifted, but I still had to work pretty hard to get it though.
That's it, mate. There, I tell you what, any podium's a good podium. So soak it up, enjoy, and we look forward to the next round.
Cheers, guys.
Now joining us here in the studio, our race winner from tonight, Road America. He's had a dominating championship so far. It's pretty much the go for tonight. Madison Down, a sensational run in the TTR Falcon. Had it pretty much your own way.
Yeah, no complaints from me. Pretty much got to turn 1 first and watched all hell break loose behind me in the mirror after that. And it's pretty exciting back there, but it was actually a little bit of a boring race for me, and I'm probably the only driver that's going to say that. But yeah, it all ran like clockwork for me. For a sprint race, it went for an awful long time, and yeah, great to pick up and to win number 8 now. So yeah, couldn't be happier.
No doubt mixed emotions for TTR. I don't know if you heard that dramas for Lee Ellis didn't quite go the way he would have liked, but sensational run for Josh Muggleton back in 22nd on the grid.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I heard a lot about Lee Ellis there getting involved in an incident, and yeah, some words there and a bit of yelling. But yeah, as I said to Muggo after the race, absolutely ridiculous to come from the rear of the field to 4th in a sprint race. That was insane. So awesome drive for him. And I do have to thank Lee Ellis actually for the setup this week. I was driving on his setup tonight, and it was a rocket. It's a real shame that he didn't get the result he was after. So yeah, unfortunate for him.
I know you don't like to talk too much about championships until they're done and dusted, but 8 wins from 10 starts, mate. 2 more rounds to go. You can almost say it's in the bag.
Yeah, you could almost say that. It'd have to be a pretty ridiculous strength of field, I think, to knock me off from now. But yeah, anything can happen. Championship's not over yet. I won't say it until the end of round 12, but it is looking pretty good.
Well, thanks for stopping by, mate. Well done for tonight. And I guess it all turns to Okayama. You looking for that one? Looking forward to that one?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You always look forward to these races. And yeah, I haven't been to Okayama for quite a while, so it should be an interesting night.
All right, thanks, mate. Look forward to talk to you then, but all the best for the week ahead, and look forward to catch up with you at Okayama.
Cheers, Sandman. See you next week.
Now, driver of the day already been mentioned, but got to go to Josh Muggleton, 22nd on the grid without a qualifying time. Mate, bringing it home in 4th position. Was that as exciting for you as it was for us?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, worked my way all the way up there, and there were cars falling off and making some good passes here. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Awesome to watch, mate. You're in the middle of some very exciting fights going every which way. Managed to keep it all on the road, 4th position. What a drive, and it's great to have you back in, such a competitive spot. But got to ask, how's everything going back in the GT Academy side of things? Always keen to hear how that's all travelling.
Yeah, really good. Doing lots of practice, feeling comfortable back in that game, if you can call it, I suppose. Got some good pace on the real side of it. Diet and fitness and everything like that is going really well. I've lost about 8 or 9 kilos now, so that's going well. But yeah, just itching for it to start now. We're just waiting for a date for the online portion to start, and we're ready to go.
Well, excellent, mate. No doubt you'll keep us posted as how it all progresses. It's very exciting to hear all that news, but of course very exciting to have you here with us on the Monday night V8 races, because if you put in more drives like that, mate, we'll have to have you here every week.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good fun. I'll have to try it again next week.
That's it, mate. Well, hopefully we'll talk to you after that one. See if you can get for a podium next time, because you've got a bit of a longer race coming up.
Yeah, that's the aim. Let's hopefully there's a bit of strategy to it, so we might pull something out of the hat.
No worries, Josh. Thanks, mate. We'll see you then.
Cheers, fellas.
Another driver who's an interesting race tonight and sitting quite well in the championship points. ANZ driver Bo Cattell. Bo, mate, that had a little bit of everything for you tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough week. I struggled a lot with the track, and only just tonight sort of half got a grip on it, and so I was happy with anything in the top 10 really. And when all the carnage happened up the front, I found myself in 6th or something like that, and yeah, couldn't quite hold Maris off, so I ended up not quite with as many points as I wanted. Now I'm 4th in the championship, but can't do much.
Still a couple of weeks to go though, mate. Considering what you went through, it can be a bit of pill to swallow sometimes when you get caught up in dramas. But at the end of the day, you bounced back reasonably well.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Oran Park's good, because I'm going to miss next week, Monday night race. But just got to keep my head down and really get some good qualifying results down and work on my starts. So that's where my weaknesses are.
Well, regardless what happens, mate, you've got to be pretty happy with your debut season with ANZ.
Yeah, very happy. Hopefully upwards from here.
Oh, all the best for, we won't see you for next week, but all the best for your preparations for Oran Park, mate. We look forward to catch up with you then.
Thanks, mate.
Heard a lot already about all the excitement and drama out there, but Dean O'Brien, to start 14th on the grid, bring it home in 8th. How's that feel at the end of it all, mate?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty intense there. I didn't quite have the car pace because I didn't have much time to practice this week, but I just hung in there and people seemed to fall off in front of me, and I ended up making a few spots to another top 10.
Yeah, did see your car in the middle of a lot of fights. It's a story pretty well everyone was having out there. Times very close in terms of the running order. But great racing to be a part of. You mentioned that the practice wasn't quite there. If you're still coming over the top 10, I'd say that's a good result. But how about the rest of the season, mate? Anything you're looking forward to close out the season?
Definitely Oran Park. I've had a few podiums there, so I always seem to find my way there. But I won't have much time to practice this and next week to real life commitments. So hopefully I can pull home another couple of top 10s. I'll be pretty happy with that.
Awesome, mate. Looking forward to it. Glad to hear that you got your eyes forward to Oran Park as well, because I know that we're keen for that one.
Yeah, longer race, so see what happens.
Well, Tobias Azerni has joined us in the commentary box now, mate. Didn't qualify as probably well as you would have liked, but finish inside the top 10, that's always a good result.
Yeah, definitely, especially how the race went. Still don't know exactly what happened there at the start. My start was quite okay, but the row ahead, there was some kind of traffic jam. Accidentally also ran to the back of Tony Ottridge. I apologize for that, but it slowed me down so much that I kept falling. Took the wrong line. I saw a strange red car diving into turn 1. It was Margot. Good, having a different color paint scheme. Good. Yeah, but I was very happy to somehow recover. Gained a lot of places again. I thought I would not finish top 15 after the first lap. So pretty happy with the 9th place. Yeah, 9th, and yeah. I would never have thought that a sprint race can be that entertaining and interesting and scary and everything.
You're not wrong, mate. We had our hands full just up here in the commentary box, so no doubt you guys were just as busy behind the wheel, but it was great racing. But like you said, to peel off a top 10, if you didn't think your night was going to go as good as you thought, it was probably not a bad turnout then, and you can start to focus on next week at Okayama.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to Okayama being a pit stop race. Usually a track I like. Just see how we all get the pit stops there. It's not that easy to get in there.
Well, nice bounce back, mate. Appreciate you taking some time out to have a chat to us here at V8's Online, mate. Look forward to chatting to you next week.
Yeah, no problem. See you next week.
Now, Synergy Sim Racing had 2 Falcons in the top 10. Second of those, Wayne Burke, another big mover, mate. Up 9 positions, 19th on the grid, into the top 10. How good was that race?
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I mean, well, almost every lap there was smoke or dust or something on the track from all the cars spearing off, and which helped me a lot move up to the field. I didn't have any car space, and I think my rears went off with about 5 to go. But yeah, it was good to get another top 10.
Yeah, we did see that pretty well everyone was involved in a fight at one stage or the other. Must have been exciting for the majority of the drivers out there. And as you said, another top 10 is an exciting result. And if you're doing it with pace that you're not 100% happy on, as I think I said to Dean there, you've got to be looking forward to anything else that's coming up then.
Yeah, I must admit I got caught out by daylight savings tonight. I didn't realise till later on that the race was an hour earlier, which caught me out a bit. But yeah, looking forward to Okayama. We had pretty good pace there last time we rode there. But yeah, because I think I'm going to miss Oran Park with real life commitments. So yeah, next week will be my season finale. So we'll see how we go there. Hopefully another top 10.
Yeah, make the most of it, mate. And hopefully we'll be talking to you in another good position after next week then. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, guys.
Our next man, Kirk Stenberg, qualified P15, brought it home in 11th, but Boy, mate, only half a second off Wayne Burke there for a top 10. So good result there towards the end.
Yeah, pretty happy with that after the scary start. There was smoke everywhere. That was, quite scary at the start there. I didn't think I was going to be finishing with some of the stuff I was seeing. So, yeah, happy with 11th. Was trying to get a run on Wayne to get 10th, but I got a slowdown on third last corner and, had to try and catch him again. But, good result.
It's always good when you can dodge a bullet that when there's a bit of carnage. If you manage to get through the haze and get the heart rate down, it sort of puts you in a good stride to push on and for a good result. It's sometimes one of the trickiest things when you see carnage in front of you just to miss it all.
Yeah, sometimes it's not your day and you just get involved in it. So to be able to dodge all that and come out with a decent result and have a good race as well, definitely good.
So 2 more rounds to go, mate. No doubt everyone loves a bit of Oran Park. We talk about next week. Okayama, your thoughts on that one?
Track I actually like. Did all right here last time, racing in second split. So, track I've liked since I've started iRacing and back in R Factor. So, looking forward to it.
Well, good luck for testing through the week, mate. I look forward to chatting to you then.
Thanks, guys.
Now, great qualifying result and some impressive race pace there for Rens Brookman in the Tag Pest Management Falcon, but things didn't pan out in the end there. Rens, thanks for joining us. Why don't you tell us about how everything went for your race?
Yeah, that was terrible, really. First of all, I have to apologize to Lee. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it was a lot slower on the exit than I anticipated, and I ended up on a place on the track where I didn't really plan to be, and then it all went wrong. Sorry for that, but the fighting was great. I had a great battle with George, but unfortunately it ended in the tires with him misjudging the brake. So yeah, pretty much everything went wrong what could go wrong. But apart from that, it was still a fun race.
Yeah, unfortunately, when things go wrong, they do go wrong pretty quick, and everything does just kind of snowball from there. But the positives to take from it there, your qualifying result, the race pace seemed pretty good. You looked like you were confident making moves under the brakes and the like. And a fantastic start from yourself. You're nearly up into second, but didn't really have anywhere to go, it seemed.
Yeah, well, I pretty much knew that from the beginning. Starting on the outside here is just really hard with the turn one here. It's quite narrow, so it's really hard to get by. But I was happy with my pace. Only started practicing this morning, really, so I was happy to be up there.
Well, despite all the heartache, there's still a lot of positives to take away from the weekend there, Rens. And of course, you already have a race victory under your belt this season. 2 races to go to complete the season. Any chance of repeating, you reckon?
Well, it's going to be hard. I pretty much know on in the weekend if I can race the Mondays or not, which is a little bit late. But I'm definitely going to try.
That's what we like to hear, mate. Always good to have you. Hopefully we'll be talking to you in a bit more of a positive situation next week. But we'll sort it all out then.
All right, thanks, guys.
Just have a look around the commentary box. Another one of the drivers who slipped in, Jake Burton. Probably a race you'd quickly like to forget, though, mate. Started 17th and unfortunately a DNF back there in 21st position. Tell us how your night went.
Pretty shocking, guys. Without a doubt, one to forget. It's quite disappointing after such a high last week with excellent race at Phillip Island to have the DNF like that. But unfortunately, I was mixed around in the biff and baff at the start and dropped back a few places. And then a couple laps in, one of our teammates joined the TeamSpeak server and I got distracted and just dropped the wheel and made a mistake. So wasn't too happy with that, but we'll be back, no doubt.
So next week, Okayama, mate, you looking forward to that one?
Oh, without a doubt. It's a track that I've never raced the V8 at, but last 2 tracks of the season, Okayama and Oran Park, are going to be really good fun. And somewhere where I can redeem myself for my mistakes this season, and I'm sure we'll have some pace. So.
All the best for the rest of the season, mate. Make sure you get in that TeamSpeak channel and tell your teammates to shush up a little bit so you can concentrate. But hopefully it's a strong finish to season 1 for 2014 for you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I'll just I'll put my head down and butt up and go fast.
All the best, mate. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks.
And thanks to Lee Ellis for joining us in the comms box as well. Lee, it had all the makings of a good beginning to the night. Thanks for joining us for the hot lap and your best ever qualifying result on the front row for us. Didn't go as planned though.
No, definitely didn't go as planned. Yeah, somehow pulled out a decent time. Definitely thanks to Madison. And yeah, it was pretty decent through the first 6 or so laps, and then I said a few choice words, and I was quite angry, but there's not much you can do about it. I'm not here for the next 2 races, so that's my season done. I would rather it be ended off on a second place finish, as most people would, but DNF, well, yeah, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, shame that it didn't end on a high though for you, Lee, but as we said though, good things to take away. That qualifying pace, front row start, best ever start for yourself. And you were on track for a best ever finish as well. Of course, when next season rolls around, I'm sure that's going to be a very high target for yourself. But there's been momentum carried, there's been speed carried through, we've seen from you this season, so hopefully you're going to be rolling into the next, take all that on board and be to you in a bit better position next time round.
Yeah, hopefully I can actually finish a few races. That's what I've been struggling with doing lately. So yeah, thanks for this season, guys, and I'll catch you guys next season, I guess.
Matt, I reckon you get all that sorted out and you'll be pretty alright then. But thanks for joining us, and we'll be hopefully talking to you not too far in the future. But thanks for the season again.
Cheers, Leah.
Well, I think that's going to about wrap things up here for us tonight. There was a lot to recap, a lot to run through because there was a lot of action out there. What do you make of all that, Sandman?
Mate, I'm still, I think I'm just still trying to catch my breath. Mate, this place didn't let us down. Plenty of action, a little bit of controversy along the way. At the end of the day, it was still saw the same winner. Madison down, dominated tonight. He's been in strong form all season. And, mate, let's pack up. Let's go to Japan. We'll go to Okayama and see how it all unfolds there.
Yeah, very keen for that one. I'm sure Reece Gardner's look forward to Okayama too. Pit stops getting involved once again. Great to see some long distance races to close out the season.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is going to be a great way to finish the season. 43 laps at Okayama, and we've had some exciting races at Okayama in the past, and with pit stops in the mix, it's certainly going to be a good one. I'll be looking forward to it.
And of course, we'll wrap things up for the season for us. Looking forward to Race of Champions that's coming up soon. And then any time that a new season begins, there's always a lot of excitement to take on from there. But for tonight, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, because it's very exciting to bring you all the action here from Road America. The end of the 14 laps, though, once again, winner for tonight is Madison Down.